Okay, last session we started OOPS principles. In that we discussed about encapsulation. We discussed about encapsulation, and so we can achieve the encapsulation by using getter. We discussed about the setter method. Setter method, which is used to set the value for the variable, and we discussed about the getter method. Get the value from the variable. Okay, this we discussed in the last session. What is encapsulation and what is the purpose of encapsulation, we discussed in the last session. So today we'll discuss about the inheritance, and after that we have the concept that is polymorphism, and after that we'll discuss about the abstraction. So these are the topics which will be available on the OOPS part 2, that is called OOPS principles. Okay, fine. So today let us go ahead with inheritance. So inheritance generally, the definition for the inheritance, it is the process of inheritance. It is the process of extending the properties from one class to another class. One class to another class is called inheritance. Are you guys clear with my point? It is the process of extending the properties from one class to another class is called inheritance. What is properties? Why we are extending the properties? For example, here I am taking two classes. Public class demo is the one class, and where actually again I would like to take one more class. You can assume there are two classes are available, public class, and there are another, that is the test class. Okay, there are two classes. One is the public class demo, and second one is the public class tester. Here I am taking few of the properties like int age equal to 22, some 20. Next I would like to take some string equal to string name equal to I would like to take some Raju. Okay, fine. So these variables, this properties already we defined in the demo class. Okay, so if we took the I would say test class, and where also if I write the same code, then what happens? If I write the same code, then what happens? If you write the same code, you are completely violating the OOPS principles. You are completely violating the OOPS principles. So according to the OOPS principles, if you write like this is the duplicate code, or we can say this is the redundant code, or we can say boilerplate code, duplicate code, or redundant code, and boilerplate code. Why? Because these variables, these properties already you defined in one class. You already defined in one class, that is demo class. So if you are writing the same properties in different class, then what might be the issue? Then that is duplicate code. If you are writing like this, then you are completely violating the OOPS principles. So according to the OOPS standards, you cannot write a duplicate code. According to the OOPS standards, you cannot write a according to the OOPS standards, you cannot write the duplicate code. If you see here, if you write like this is called duplicate code. This is duplicate code. Duplicate code meaning you are completely violating the OOPS principles. OOPS principles. Then what is the advantage with the inheritance is code reusability. Code or reusability. Code reusability meaning we can write the code at one time. We can write one time. You can write at once, and you can reuse. We can reuse multiple times. We can reuse multiple times. So that is the advantage with the inheritance. We can reuse multiple times. That is the advantage with the inheritance. So here, if I write like this is called you are going against to the inheritance OOPS principles. You are going against to the OOPS principles, and you are completely violating the OOPS principles according to the OOPS standards. OOPS standard don't it won't recommend it to write the duplicate code. Then how you can achieve how you can reuse these two properties. That two properties you can reuse by using extends keyword. So extends is the keyword, and with the help of extends keyword we can inherit properties from one class to another class. So how we can achieve this reusability? So we can achieve inheritance class to class using extends extends keyword. Okay, so with that you can make the relation between two classes. If I make the so before extend keyword there is no relation between two classes. There is no relation between two classes. Demo is the normal Java class and test is also normal Java class. With the help of extra extends keyword, I am making the relation between two classes. What kind of relation I am making? Inheriting relation I am making. So now this class can able to access all the this class can able to access all the properties whichever the it is having. We can we can access all the properties. So this is with respect to inheritance with respect to inheritance with respect to with respect to variables inheritance with respect to variables. Okay, so how you can generally according to the OOPS standards, if you can write the variables at one time, and those variables you can reuse multiple places. You can reuse multiple files. Okay, fine. Now normally I will take two classes and then I will show you how we can with respect to variables. I will go with the ID and then I will show you. Go to the IDE. Here I will take one package and then there itself you can able to write. Here I would like to take one more package actually. The package name I would like to mention, the package name is inheritance. Look for the package and here you can give the name which is inheritance. Click on that and here you can create a package the class, you can take any name like employee class, anything you can take. I would like to take employee class. I'm taking. Okay, class is created, and here I'm taking the properties like um, string employee name, string employee name. Okay, fine. Next, int employee ID. Okay, okay, fine. These are the two properties. Okay, here I would like to take one more class, which is actually I would like to take the test class. Okay, so the two properties which are already available in employee class. If I rewrite the same, I would say the properties in again in the test class, then what will happen? That is called a duplicate code, a redundant code, and boilerplate code. Boilerplate code. These are the three. I would say if you go with the normally, if you write the same properties in again in a different file, then that is called duplicate code. So according to the OOPS principles, if you write like this, you are completely violating the OOPS principles. You are completely violating the OOPS principles, and you are going against to the OOPS principles. So this way is not recommended approach. Then how you can use those properties from employee class to test class, that you can make the relation. How you can make the relation? Using extends keyword. Extends is the keyword which is used to inherit the properties from one class to another class. Okay, and I would like to mention employee. If I mention employee, now employee class will be act as a parent class, and test class will be act as the child class. Extends keyword, right side is the parent class, left side is the child class. Okay, fine, very good. Now here I would like to take one more int test name. Now this actually I would say test is the class. Test is the class. Now the test class can contain now three variables. Two variables is coming from the employee class, and one variable is coming from the test class. One variable is coming from the test class. One variable is coming from the test class. Okay, fine. One variable is coming from the test class. Okay. Now how we can call all the variables? So by using main method, and so always you should create the object for the child class. So in this case the child class is tester t equal to new tester, and then you can call all the variables emp, and so if you don't like default values, you want to assign your own values, then you can give your own values. You can give your own values. I would say some Raju, and t dot emp id equal to some 400, and t dot test name equal to some test. Okay, like that I took the string, and if I want to print the values, system dot out dot println, and t dot emp id and then name. So this is the this is the inheritance with respect to employee name, and here you can mention employee t dot test name, right? Test name. So this is the inheritance with respect to with respect to variables. Okay, now we'll go and we'll try to understand with respect to methods. Inheritance with respect to methods. Okay, here again I would like to take two classes, public class demo, and from here to here public class test class, and here for example if I take method avoid m1 method, and so the same method if I write like this, that is not a good way, right? Meaning that you are completely violating the Oops transpose. Okay, then how you can make the relation? You can make the relation by using the extends keyword. So the same thing I will go there. I will copy here. Here I will mention void m1 method, and here I would like to write some message m1 method is coming from the employee class. Okay, fine. Simply you can go ahead with the test class, and you can make the relation. You already make the relation with the parent and child. Now you can directly call the method. M1 method you can directly call e1 dot m1 method. So then now the methods also will execute. The methods also will execute. This is with respect to methods. Now let us understand inheritance with respect to constructors. With respect to constructors. Okay, now here I would like to take the constructor. So the constructor name is employee, and here actually I can take some here I would like to mention employee constructor calling. Okay, I can save this one. In the child also I would like to create one more constructor. The constructor is tester. From here to here, this is the scope of the constructor. Test class constructor is calling. Okay, fine. Now, so here in case of constructor, so by default it won't execute. By default, if I run this one, if I run this one, which constructor is calling? Two constructor is calling, right? Two constructor is calling. So first one, which is executing, first parent class constructor is executing, and after that, child class constructor is I would say executing. In the interview perspective, they will ask the questions. They will ask two questions in case of inheritance. Basically, with respect to methods and with respect to constructors. With respect to constructors, they will ask like there are two classes. One is the parent and second one is the child, and whenever you are calling the constructors, which constructor will be execute the first. So at that case, the first always first initially, like I would say, um, parent constructor will be executed, and after that child constructor will be executed. After that child constructor will be executed. But in case of methods, always child method will be executed the first, and after that only, I would say, parent method will be executed. Parent method will be executed. Parent method will be executed. There are 2 points you should remember in case of constructors and methods. So in case of constructors, always parent constructor should be executed first, and then child constructor will be executed. But in case of methods, always method will be executed first, and then parent method will be executed the next. Will be executed the next. Will be executed the next. For example, here, so these are the few points with respect to variables and with respect to methods and with respect to constructors. Constructors. So when we call the object of child class, always parent constructor will be executed the first. Parent constructor will be execute first. After, and then after, and then child constructor will be executed. Child constructor will be executed. Child constructor will be executed. Okay, fine. Child constructor will be executed. But in case of methods, so first, I would say, first child method will be executed. Child method will be executed after, and then parent method will be executed. So that is called methods execution flow in the inheritance. This is called methods execution flow. Methods execution flow in the inheritance. Okay, fine. Now, so in the inheritance, there are 5 types actually. That is called types of inheritance. There are total 5 types. One is single level inheritance, and second one is multi-level inheritance, and third one is multi-level inheritance. Third one is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance, and fourth one is hybrid inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So these two we cannot directly do with the classes. Those two we can do by using interfaces. We can do by using interfaces. Guys, 1 minute, guys. Single level meaning, the name itself we have the meaning, only one level. Only one level is called single level. Multi-level meaning more than one level is called multi-level. More than one level. One level meaning one parent and one child is called single level. Like so far we did the that is called single level only. Like we can take the public class is the public class, and we can take it as the demo. This is the one class, and again I can take a public class and test, and from here to here this is the scope of the, I can say, test. Now these two are normal Java classes only. How we can make the relation between two classes? We can make the relation between two classes by using the extents. When you mention the extents, now this class will be, so right side of the extends keyword, it will be act as like as a parent, and this will be act like as the child. So this this is the simple level, right? This is called single level. Only one parent and one child is called single level. Single level. Multi-level meaning more than one level is called multi-level. Hierarchical meaning only one parent will be there. One parent have the multiple, only one parent have the multiple childs is called. One parent will have, one parent class can contain, one parent class contain number of childs. Number of childs is called hierarchical inheritance. Is called hierarchical. I will show you the programmatically. So this is the example for single level inheritance. So employee, what I took the employee and properties, and we are inheriting the properties from there to here. This is the single level inheritance. Single level inheritance. Multiple level inheritance meaning more than one level is called multiple. So for understanding multi-level inheritance, I will took the generations. Generations are like you can assume there are three generations. Grandfather is the one generation, and I took grandfather is the one generation, and public class father is the one generation, and public class son is the one generation. Son is the one generation. Now you can see here there are three classes. Okay, so you can assume, so the grandfather have some properties, as usually the properties grandfather will give to the father, and father will give to the properties to the son. So like this, how we can write the programmatically? We can write the programmatically like this. We can write the programmatically like this. So here actually I am taking grandfather. Grandfather is having some land property. Okay, void M1 method. I would like to mention some land property. Okay, so here I am making the relation between grandfather and father by using extends keyword. Extends keyword, and then I am mentioning as the grandfather. Grandfather. Now this will behave like as the this will behave like as the parent, and this will behave like as the child. This will behave like as the child. Okay, fine, very good. And here father is having one property, that is implicitly that is land property, and here also he also have some property, that is the gold property. That is the gold property. Gold is belong to father, and now the father has two assets. One is the gold asset and second one is the land asset. Land asset. Now child, what the child will do? Extends and then father. Now the son also have two assets. Implicitly two assets, gold and land. Implicitly two assets, and he can also have explicitly one more assets, that is the plots. Now son has totally three assets. One is the explicitly asset is the plots and implicitly asset is the land and gold. Land and gold. This is the example for the multi-level. This is the example for the multi-level. The same program I can write here and then I will show you. You will get the better clarity on that. So here I am taking one more actually. One more. Okay, directly here I can take as the generations. I can take the class and then mention the class name is the grandfather. Grandfather. Grandfather has 5 acres of land. Normally you can mention any number. Okay, normal 2 acres of land. Okay, okay, fine. Now go with the inheritance and create one more class. The class name you can mention like as father class, and here you can take one more method, that is the gold method. Void gold method, and from here to here this is the scope of the gold method. And now here you can take system.out.println. Father has gold. Father has 1 kg of gold. 1 kg of gold. Okay, you can save this one. So simply you can go ahead with the inheritance as well. Here also you can mention, you can take one more class, that is the son class. But here you can see there is no relation. So how you can make the relation between grandfather and father? You can make the relation by using extends keyword. Extends grandfather. Extends grandfather. So like this, you can, we are I am giving the relation between two classes. Okay. Similarly, I would like to create one more class, that is the son class. Look for the son class, and here you can mention the class name as the son. Okay, and here you can mention, we can extend the properties by using extends keyword. Extends keyword father. Father meaning now the son is having total two properties. Implicitly those two are, one is coming from the grandfather and second one is coming from the father. Second one is coming from the second one is coming from the father. Okay. Now this son is also explicitly having one method, that is some plot plots method, and we can take sysort method, and then he has two plots in some BML. Okay. There are two programs actually. Mm. Now all are instance method. How you can call the all methods? You can call the all methods by using the object creation. So always you can create the object for the child class only. Always you can create the object for the child class only. So you can mention the class name as the son, s equal to new son, and object has created successfully. Object has created successfully, and object has created successfully. Now here actually s dot I can call all the methods. Let the grandfather. Next gold method is coming from the father. S dot. So like this. This is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level meaning more than one. So actually I took only three classes. So you can take number of classes. So number of classes also you can do that one, no issue. There is no restrictions at all. You can do the number of classes. If I run this one, you can see here. You can see here. Can you guys please observe this program, how I wrote this one? Can you please try to understand how I wrote the program? Parent class. So I will show you. This is the parent class, and I can say this is the super parent, this is the parent, and this is the child. This is the child. Here to here we are inheriting the properties first, and again here to here we are inheriting the properties, and we are calling all the properties here. We are calling all the properties here. We are calling all the properties here. We are all calling all the properties here. Okay, this is a simple inheritance. So like this actually you can take a number of if you have the I would say like 10 or 20 or 30 classes also you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. So here initially I am inheriting properties from here to here, and again from here to here, and again I am inheriting from here to here, here to here. Okay, here to here. Okay, so next we will discuss about the hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance meaning which have the only one parent. For example, we can assume one father has two children. We can assume like that. One father has two children. The father has two children. Two children are one person is the daughter and one person is the son. And the father has to decide. He has to distribute his assets to dispense his assets to two of them. Two of them. Okay, so like that, how you can write the programs? How we can write the programs? You can write the programs by using, for example, here I would like to take the father class. And father has two properties. You can assume the father has two properties. Wide has gold property, and he has some wide some land property. Okay, I'm taking simple gold property and land property. Or else you can mention as some diamond properties. Diamond. Okay, the father has two properties, and the father has to decide. Gold has to give the son, and diamond has to give the daughter. Daughter. The same thing how you can write the programmatically. So the this parent is the only one. Parent has the multiple children. So like that you can take the multiple children. For example, here you can take the one more class, public class, daughter. Daughter. Daughter is the class, and daughter has to extend the property, that is the gold property. Extends, and father. Now she can inherit the gold property and then she can use the gold property. So similarly, you can have son also extends keyword father, and from here to here this is the scope of the class. Now the son has to extend the properties which is related to father's property. Now here I will take one more package. Package name can mention some hierarchical inheritance. Click on that and take the classes. So first one can take as the mm, father class. Father has two properties. Wide gold is the one property, and sys out statement, and he has yes, this is the sample example sir, I'm showing. Okay, I'm giving a basic overview of the programs. He has 1 kg of gold. Okay, 1 kg of gold, and normally I would like to take one more method, public diamond, and sys out statement. He has two diamonds. He has one diamond. Okay, diamonds. Okay, save the file and create one more class and mention the class name as daughter. Daughter. click on that. And how you can make the relation between the class and uh, father class and daughter by using extends keyword. By using extends keyword and father, you can mention the father. Okay, and here you can create object for the daughter. Take the main method and you can create the object for the daughter. How we can create daughter daughter object creation is like this, new, and then daughter. So object got created, and you can call the method diamond method. You can call got diamond method. You can call. So like this, daughter can achieve the properties from parent. Okay, similarly you can do with respect to son as well. Create one more class and mention the class name as son, and then click on that. And here you can son has also extend the properties from parent. Here you can mention the class name as the daughter. Okay, now we can create the object for the son. Main method, you can take the main method. You can create the main method for the son class, and inside you can create the object for the son. New son, and then you can use shortcut, and then son dot the method gold method you can call. Okay, now if I run this one, now I can get the value. So here what happens actually, I'll show you. This is the father class, and this is the daughter class, and this is the son class. Son class, whatever the properties father is having, those properties is dispensing to his children. He is dispensing to his children. So not only like this, if the father has the 2 4 more children, so if you want to dispense these properties to all other children also, he will distribute like this. He will distribute like this. So if you want to write the program in that situation, then you can go ahead with the hierarchical. Hierarchical means had only one father will be there. Father have the multiple childs. So the father have the multiple childs, and then he want to inherit the properties from one parent to other parent is called, I would say, parent to all children is called hierarchical inheritance. Can you please understand this program? 1 minute. Can you please see that program? I hope this is clear, everyone, right? Any questions in this series? Okay, fine. So here, uh, so we'll try to understand with respect to methods, variables, and constructors, and we'll try to understand constructor chaining. So here actually I will take normal one class which actually, and then I will mention the class name as some student. The class name is the student, and you can assume the student have the properties are like private, int roll number. Okay, and next we have private string name. Okay, and next we have some course. Okay, these are the three properties the student is having. Okay, now I want to initialize. If you want to initialize the instance variables, you can initialize directly declaring, that is the one way, and second one is the through the constructor also can initialize. I want to initialize through the constructor. So here now we can observe what I am doing. I am taking the constructor. Constructor name is student, and from here to here this is the scope of the class. And this roll number I want to initialize. This roll number I want to initialize. So the input is I am taking MTA, and then I'm initializing with this one by using this dot roll number equal to A. Okay, I initialize this one. Okay, once again I will take one more constructor student, and from here to here, and here I want to initialize once again with the number, and for example here I would like to take roll number. Okay, and then string course. Next, the third one is string name. String name we can take as the string name, and next the third one is the string course. String course. String course. Okay, here what I am doing. Here also this purpose of this one also already, but here actually I am already initialized with this one. Then in that case, what I will do, I am calling the first constructor to here, meaning so I would like to meaning this dot I will mention the roll number of the first one. Roll number. Roll number. Like that I will mention. So here what is the purpose of this one actually? So this already I initialize here. I initialize here. Meaning I am calling that constructor in second constructor. This is the first constructor. So here I will mention this is the first constructor. This is first constructor. Okay, and this is second constructor. second constructor. Here what I am doing, second, this is the second constructor. Second constructor, and I am mapping with the first constructor. Second constructor using constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. Okay, now remaining variables I am initialized with. So the purpose of this one is calls the first constructor. Okay, so similarly I will go here this dot name, and similarly I can do with this dot course equal to, I can mention as the course. Okay, so I want to print these values. If I want to print these values, so for that purpose I will take I would say one method. I will take one method. In that I will mention, or else in that I can mention, we can take, I would say, we can take one method. Here I would like to take one method, public void display student details. Display student details, and from here to here, this is the method. Okay, in that you can mention all the variables. You can take the sysout statement, and in that you can mention course name and all, right. So you can mention this dot name. Okay, and similarly you can mention the remaining all as well. This dot name, and there are total 3 properties, right? This is the roll number, roll number. Okay, so this is the method, and now we can print the values. Call the main method, and then we can call the display student details method. How we can call? We can create the object for the current class. Current class object is, you can create student, and then so first we need to pass the value, which actually we can pass the values student s equal to, again I would like to mention student, and here I am passing the arguments. I am passing the 10 and some Java, and then again I am passing some course name, which is also in string format, right? That is also Java full stack. That's the Java, and here we mention some name, some Raju. Okay, now we need to call the method. We need to call, so object is created. Now we can call the method. How we can call the method? By using object. Now I can save this one. You can run this program. Now you can get the details. So calling one constructor in another constructor is called constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. This is the one constructor. This is the one constructor from here to here. This is the one constructor, and this is the one constructor. We're calling the constructor to here. We're calling the constructor from there to here. It's called constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. So like that, normally you can go with the like the other websites. So there are multiple examples will be there. So if you can see that one, then you can easily understand. Okay. So this is all about constructor chaining. Constructor chaining, one constructor can call in another constructor is called constructor chaining. Constructor chaining. This is all about inheritance. This is all about inheritance. So in the inheritance, these two we will discuss at the time of inheritance. So as of now, these three we completed these three. These two we will discuss at the time of inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. So after that we have the concept that is the polymorphism. Polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism meaning, so if one object exhibits multiple multiple behaviors based on the situation, multiple behaviors based on the situation is called polymorphism. Polymorphism. Poly means meaning. Poly means meaning. Morphism meaning forms, different forms, meaning uh, multiple behaviors. Forms meaning multiple behaviors. Multiple behaviors. Multiple behaviors. Okay. So polymorphism is divided into two types. Is divided into two types. What are the two types? One is compile type polymorphism, and second one is runtime polymorphism. Second one is runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism meaning at the compile time itself, the object has to decide what kind of operation it has to perform. For example, polymorphism meaning if one object exhibits multiple behaviors based on the situation is called polymorphism. One object, same object, it will behave multiple actions, multiple behaviors. For example, in my case, you can take in my case, for example, if I be with my family, I will be act as a family member. If I am in office, I'm acting as a employee. If I am at a training institute, I will be act as the trainer. So object, a person is the only one person, and based on the different situations, he is acting, he is changing, he is behaving. So similarly, in the programmatically also, how we can write the programs. So if one object exhibits multiple behaviors based on the situation is called polymorphism. Again, what does it mean by compile time and what does it mean by runtime meaning? For example, okay, I started from my home. My home I have the entry gate. So in my entry gate itself, I can decide. So if I go to the right side, I will go to the office. If I go to the straight, I will be uh, the institute will come. So in my home, in my gate itself, I can decide which side should I go. In the same way, in the program also, at the compilation time only, the object has to decide what kind of operation it has to perform. What kind of operation it has to perform. It has to perform. And polymorphism meaning at the runtime the object has to perform. It has to decide what kind of operation it has to perform. Okay, so the best example for the compiled polymorphism is the best example for the compiled type polymorphism is the best example for the compiled type polymorphism is method overloading. Method overloading is the best example for the compiled type polymorphism. What is the best example for the runtime polymorphism? Best example for the runtime polymorphism is method overriding. Method overriding is the best example for the runtime polymorphism. Okay, then we'll go and try to understand about method overloading. Method overloading. Method overloading meaning it is the process of writing. It is the process of writing more than more than more than one method. More than one method within the class. Within the class is called within the class is called method overloading. Method overloading. Okay, so what is the example? For example, if I take public class and demo, and from here to here, this is the scope of the class. And now here I'm taking one method, void m1 method I'm taking, and from here to here, this is the scope of m1 method, and void m2 method I'm taking, and from here to here, this is the scope. Oh, so here I am taking parameters into a. Okay, and the same signature I'm taking from there to here, and then I'm pasting here. Pasting here. So the method signature is the same, but we are passing the different I would say different parameters. So here the object will behave like as the addition of two numbers. Here it will behave addition of normal will take like 2 3 numbers. So like that, like that. Okay, and so I will write a program on it, a simple program on it, and get the better clarity on that. Okay, okay, fine. I'm going with IDE, and then here I would like to create one more class, that is the hierarchy calculator class. I would like to create calculator class. Click on that calculator class. Now here actually can mention I would like to take the method void add method, and here I would like to take int a and int b, and from here to here this is the scope of the method, and here actually I would like to do addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers int result equal to a plus b, and similarly we can do with Here what I will do, int c. Here I would like to mention int b, int c, and int d. Four parameters I passed, and a plus b, and here I can mention a plus b plus c, and here also I would like to mention a plus c plus d. Okay, and here I would like to change, this is the result 1, this is the result 2, and this is the result 3. Okay, so same I would like to write sysout statement, and here I would like to mention result 1, and I'm copying from this statement, and I pasted every method. Here I would like to mention 2, and here I would like to mention 3. Okay, fine. A plus b plus 3, here you can mention some. Okay, now we can call the methods. How we can call? For calling these methods, we need one main method. You can take the main method. Now we can call all the methods. Create object for current class, new calculator, and so this you can store in, again I would say, calculator one. The class name is calculator. Now you can pass the parameters. If you pass the two parameters, then now the object will behave like as the addition of two numbers. So in the compilation time only it is deciding, right? Oh, the method name is add, right? Oh, here you can create the object first. Calculator is the spelling mistake. Okay, now you can call the methods. Call dot add method. Now you can see here in the compilation time only the object has to decide what kind of operation it has to perform. Like 50C. So now this will be act as the addition of two numbers. And similarly, we can go ahead with the calculate dot add, and here you can see here which will be act as addition of three numbers. 60, I would like to mention some 90, and then I would like to mention some 80. So in this case it will be act like as the addition of three numbers. Similarly, cal dot add equal to, so here I would like to mention addition of four numbers like 10, and I would say 20, and I would say some 30, and I would say some 40, and I would say some 40. Okay, fine. Now if I run this one, you will get the all the values 70 to 30 and 3. 70 to 30 and 3. So method overloading meaning it is the process of writing. It is the process of writing more than one method. More than one method within the file is called method overloading. Method overloading. Method overloading. Okay, that is called method overloading. Next we have method overriding as well. Method overriding. Method overriding meaning it is the process of writing same methods in parent and child classes. Child classes is called method overriding. Method overriding. It's called method overriding. So when will you go with the method overriding? When you don't like your parent implementation, when you don't like, for example, here I will tell you, for example, few of the examples I will tell you. There are two classes. Public class demo is the one class, and from here to here, this is the scope of the demo class. And public class test is the one class. You can assume there are the methods. While M1 is the one method, and from here to here, this is the scope of the M1 method. Okay, fine, very good. Next, the same method test class is also having the same method. Okay, fine, very good. Now, so if you write like this according to the OOPS principle, this is not a good, but here you can understand the scenario. Parent is having the same method signature and child is also having the same method signature. So according to the inheritance concepts, so always the controller will execute the child method first. So inheritance methods execution flow that one. So inheritance method execution flow that one. So according to that, always it will execute the child method first. Okay, so when will you go with the polymorphism meaning? So I will tell you some of the examples. For example, after 6 months, you might be joined a very good job in IT industry, and then you are getting very good salary. And one fine day, your father called to you, "Hey beta, घर में आ जाओ." So in our relatives, we find out one girl. You need to marry her. So your father called to you, and your father told to you like that. Then at the time, what you will tell to your father? No, Papa. So actually, I have a girlfriend. So I need to marry her. I will marry her. So in this case, so already the parent implementation meaning the parents already provided one implementation for you. But what you are doing, you are don't liking your parent implementation. Okay, so your father already find out a very, I would say, your relatives a one call for you. But in that case, you don't like your parent implementation, and you are writing your own implementation. So at the time, you can go with polymorphism. Polymorphism. When you don't like your parent implementation, you want to write your own implementation. At the time, you can go ahead with the polymorphism. Okay, next I will tell you one more example on this. For example, you can assume you are going to college, and you can assume you asked a bike to your father. Papa, I want a new bike, so which I want to go daily to my college and all. So my friends, everybody is coming cars and bikes, so I want a new bike. So can you please purchase for me? Purchase for me. So you requested your father like that. So at the time, what your father will do? Beta, I have no new bike, but one thing I can do for you, which is I have already an old bike. I have already a old bike. If you want, I can give that one. So you can modify that bike according to that current situation. You can modify that bike. So okay, beta also think 5 minutes. Okay, accepted. So what the son will do, so he will go to the bike showroom and he modify the bike according to the current generation, like silencer and the seat and all. He modified the bike based on the current generation. Okay, so in that case the father has provided some old bike, and the son don't want to like that old bike, and he wanted to he want modify the bike according to current generation. Then that is called, at the time can go ahead with the method overriding. Method overriding. Okay, so I will write a few programs on it to get the clarity on it. I can take the package which I mentioned, method overriding. Method overriding. Click on that. Now here I am taking two classes actually. One is the parent class and second one is child class. I can mention two classes. One is parent class. Here I would like to mention some method. Provide M1 method, and so here I would like to mention parent implementation. Okay, fine. The same signature I'm copying from the parent, and then I'm create one more class. Open child class. Here you can mention the child name actually. mm, Child. Okay, fine. Very good. Now you can go, and then I'm pasting here. So here I would like to mention child implementation, and here actually we can call the child. How you can call? Okay, first we can make the relation between two classes by using extends keyword, extends parent, and now we can call the M1 method. You can create main method, and you can create the child method. New child method. C, and then now we can call C dot M1 method. Now which method will execute the first? Child method will execute the first. So that is the magic of polymorphism. So see, it's the magic of all. So this is all about polymorphism. It is the process of writing the same methods in the parent and child classes called method overriding. Method overriding. So today what your assignments is single level inheritance and multi-level, and next hierarchical, and the third one is method overloading, and method overriding. These are the total 5 assignments. You can do that one and then you can share in the group. Okay. Okay.